Starting to the bottom right, in pink once again, the Prime player. Up in the lead with a 1-0 against the Zerg opponent.
MarineKing Prime.
Flame on.
Flame on. King of Marines.
Starting to the bottom left, we have his opponent, here in Newkirk. He's fighting for his life in the WCS. If he is able to win this map, then he is going to bring it to a third game. If he loses, he's out. And we have an aggressive opening by MarineKing that he has to beat.
SK Telecom T1 Mamuri.
8 barracks.
We are gonna see a Reaper build.
8 gas. And yes, we will see Reapers.
Somewhere Idra is raging right now.
He's watching. He's like, they can still do that. Yes, they can.
I am surprised though that we see the supply depot at not at the wall. If you go for this build, one of the biggest problems that you have, well, first of all, what Mamuri already does, which is helping him quite a lot, is he sends out a drone scout. That's important. The next thing that we see here is that the first supply depot is not at the wall. As a Zerg, what you can do, if you hold against the Reapers long enough and you get your Zerglings out there, you try to get away from the Reapers and you send them into your opponent's main base. If there is no wall and you get in, then you are actually in a really good position to take the game. If the Terran player walls at the front, at the choke point, then it's a completely different story, and then you have a huge problem.
Yeah. You know, I suppose his idea here is to just make sure the depot is finished fast enough so you can get the barracks up, because you can't make a barracks without a depot, but still, yeah, I think it's much more important to have it at the wall.
You gather some mining time, that's definitely right. Like, you crunch out a few more seconds, but you gamble with your safety. You can get those supply depots later on, but right now, Mamuri already knows what he's up against. If you go into your opponent's base and you see a gas, but there's no barracks around, you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea. And here comes the Reaper. He sees it now. Well, he will once it jumps up. The bunker, on the other hand, he does not know. And if he doesn't know about the bunker and the bunker gets up, this could be a lot more dangerous than otherwise. He already kills one drone, a little bit of a weak micro there.
Bunker has now been spotted, but to be quite honest with you, so far the micro of Mamuri, nothing
to write home about.
Dear mom, my creep spread was awesome. My micro wasn't. I lost the game.
Yeah. He's already losing a lot of drones here.
He's losing way too many. He already lost 3.
To one Reaper. That should never, ever, ever, ever happen.
Okay,
that was nice though.
Yeah, that was a little bit silly by the Reaper. That is really, you know, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I said earlier. He's just walking them across the map, and the Reaper has to follow.
Yeah.
2 spine crawlers are being built, but that is such a heavy commitment. His queens are delayed. You never want to have that. He is losing harvesters already. It's kind of... He's a young player, and it's one of the first time that he is in the booth. So he must be really he must have a bit of anxiety here, being really excited about this, nervous, because in an online game that would be inexcusable to lose 3 drones on that level against a single Reaper.
Yeah, I mean,
you can build a couple of spines, you can build spores, you build a few extractors, you cancel them if you really need them. But right now, MarineKing is taking Mamuri at least to a certain extent apart.
Yeah, and this is the kind of micro that you and I can do easily. For example, this bunker still persists, and that's one of those really annoying things that he's going to have to deal with for a little bit longer. MarineKing has to micro very carefully, though.
Yeah. Mamuri is really in a super bad spot right now, and I really think, guys, don't be too hard on this guy. He's a very, very young kid, and these are nerve issues that we are watching right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe for a second that this is the performance that we would see from him when he would play in a more, like, in an environment at home. Like,
yeah.
MarineKing is going to win this now. It's 21 harvesters against 15. The mule is there as well. MarineKing is shutting him down so hard.
He still hasn't dealt with the Reapers. I mean, the Reaper's alone. The Queen is out here, and he does take out the Reaper finally there on the edge.
Are the 2 spine crawlers at the front still?
Yeah, he hasn't even moved them.
He could have moved them on the low ground here and just grant the vision with the Overlord and then take down the bunker. That's something that he could have done.
He better not lose any more of these drones. Okay, well, he pulls them there.
MarineKing is schooling him this game. He lost 8 harvesters already, Mamuri that is, and it's 17 drones against 24, and we have a second orbital nearly done. Like, the orbital tech is happening right now. The command center is already completed.
Yeah. And he's denying mining over here with the 2 Reapers still. The Queen in the main base is going to work on the bunker a little bit. Doesn't have the resources to actually add additional queens right now because he lost so much. SCB checks the spine crawler placement, and he's actually possibly going to get one more drone. He's delaying so much mining here, so even though the worker count is 25 to 20, it's more like 25 to 16 since 4 of these drones are constantly not able to mine properly.
Mamuri at least has the queen out now. Like earlier, he really delayed that for a little bit too long. An attempted attack. Once again, another drone goes down. He has to jump down the cliff. So that attack for now is over. But MarineKing is super far ahead in this game.
Yeah.
He has great production in his main base. He has his tech lab about to be completed. He has double orbital already. He needs to make sure that the front he's safe. Speed is of course going to finish for the Zerg, and that will give him the safety and also potential to attack here. So MarineKing has to be careful about that. But Mamuri has lost a lot, and against 8 Reapers, 8 Rex Reaper, you usually expect to lose something. You will never be able to fend it off without losing anything at all. But a lot of what he lost, it was something where he could have done better here a lot.
Yeah.
And I felt in an online environment he would have.
I agree. Ring around the Rosie here, and he's fallen for it. He could split his, there he goes, splits his Zerglings, and we'll finally take those out.
Yeah, MarineKing knew that he would lose those, but he wanted to buy himself a little bit more time so that he can get more units at his wall. He knows that a Zergling attack is something that he has to, account for now.
He should easily be able to not only defend, but chase these Zerglings down all the way home. The spines have been replaced at the natural at the front, so he's not going to be able to run in with those Hellions, at least not with this few of them.
This is the second queen that he's building, right? He doesn't have 2 yet. Yeah, he's only on 1 queen. That's one of the things that you would usually want to have against the Rush. You want to get those Reapers, those queens out a little bit faster. The placement of the spine crawlers at the beginning was really what threw me off a little bit. Those at the front, the idea was to just kill the Reapers before they get up. But they got up anyways, and with the bunker still being there, that was one of his biggest problems that he had. So he corrected that later on, but now he's still on 40 against 36 harvests, and keep those mules in mind.
Yeah. The Hellions taking map control too, meaning that spreading the creep to the 3rd base is going to be such a challenge. With only 2 queens, defending the Hellions is just not really... Oh! There's a gap here, but there's not.
There might be a gap, but these are not super links.
A gap that those lings can look at and get a little bit excited about. Yeah. That's about it.
Well, MarineKing is trying to just sneak up here. He sees the 3rd base now. He has +1 nearly done. He has Stim completed. The problem really being is there are already medivac out on the game where we have not even a lair ticket.
Yeah, at this moment in time, he's just trying to make it so the creep can't be spread. Supply block again for Mamuri here.
Yeah, a heavy supply block at that. Like, he's heavily supplied, but he needs a lot more overlords now.
Yeah, he just started the overlords after he said that. And
with the Baneliness, you know, he could just decide to go for a bust, but like, MarineKing is already moving out, and he has medivacs coming in. And Stim is done, combat shield too. Like, I feel so sorry for the kid here, but that is not gonna happen.
Yeah, this hatchery is gonna die if MarineKing waits. He is going to kill it. He could have just gone up to the natural and tried to break through there. The spine crawlers are already gone.
MarineKing a little bit shaky in game number 1, but in game number 2, he went for the no-fluff version of his build, and he schooled Mamuri. Yeah, that was a lesson.
Yeah, this is one of those things where Mamuri will have more experience from this, and next time he won't be as nervous.
GG. Well played by MarineKing. The second game a lot more convincing than the first one. From the beginning, he dominated the map and he took down Mamuri. Great opening with his 8 Rex Reaper going into, of course with gas, and going into the main base, taking down 8-9 harvesters in total, a lot of Zerglings, a lot of mining time lost, forced the spine crawlers, was way ahead.
You can see MarineKing in the booth there just had an expression of, well, that wasn't quite how I expected that game to go, but it worked out. And Mamuri very disappointed in himself. You can see.
Shouldn't be too disappointed here. Yes, the last game was, from his perspective, a little bit embarrassing, but that happens. Is in the booth. This is not playing at home at your computer. This is sitting in the studio, and therefore, this is very excusable. Like, that happens.
There's a live audience. You know, there's flashing lights. There are thousands of people watching.
He's really young, so that's, you know, that your game is being streamed. That is added pressure. MarineKing has done that thousands of times. He has played all over the world. He has a lot more experience than Mamuri. So for Mamuri, this is just one of those moments.
Right. Now MarineKing will play against either Shine or Seed, whoever wins that match. So keep that in mind. So he's going to be either playing against a Zerg or a Protoss, no TVT in the near future for MarineKing.
So we are done with the best of threes for the day. We have MarineKing now advancing with the 2-0 over his first round opponent, so he's going to be safe in round 2. Gets his shot at going straight to the Premier League, and even if he loses in the second or in the third round, he will still be able to prove himself in the up and downs and maybe get one of those spots. For Mamuri, on the other hand, he's now out of the WCS. He has to qualify once again.
So hard to do that
next season.
I mean, you have to wait so long. You have a lot of time to prepare, but you're always having these. You know, when you have to qualify, there's a lot of tension there. You know, your team is trying to help you, but they've got other things to prepare for. And if you don't qualify, then that's just it for you. You have to wait months and months and months again. So these are the danger days, as we like to call them, the most important days of Korea. And once you win like MarineKing, even if you don't go all the way through the Challenger League to straight to the Premier League, you have that up and down spot that you can go for as well.
Yeah, so for the Zerg player, definitely a little bit disappointing here. In general, for Zerg, not really the best day so far. We talked a little bit about the race distribution before for WCS Challenger League before we started our stream. We have 20 Protoss players, 14 Zergs, and 14 Terrans. Now 12 of the Zergs are left. And yeah, we're gonna see within the next few rounds how that's gonna change. But today, at least in our session here, Zerg players did not have the best day. Ragnarok, of course, being eliminated here as well as Mamuri.
Yeah, definitely if you tune in a little bit late, check out those VODs of Ragnarok, especially see how he lost. And really just interesting matches today. I have to say there were a lot of aggressive builds. We had very, very strong openers from players, and then also, you know, some cheeses coming out as well.
Let's have a quick look at the match results that we had today. We had, as Wolf already said, a couple of very quick games. Pig Baby against Ragnarok. There was not the most exciting series that we saw there. Ragnarok with a misplaced Hydra Den in game number 1, and Pig Baby with a very fast double proxy in game number 2. Gumiho versus Terminator was also pretty one-sided.
Oh, absolutely. I would even argue more one-sided because, you know, in the Pig Baby games, Ragnarok just had some tiny mistakes, but Gumiho outclassed Terminator in that series.
Well, beyond with a loss against Dian, of course, the last game that you just saw was MarineKing versus Mamuri. The Terran player advances, so at least one Prime player reached the second round today.
Yeah. And here are, of course, the matches that we will be broadcasting on Thursday. It's going to be Shine versus Seed, Life versus Cop, Trust versus Jokji, then his host of Terran, and last but not least, Roro versus Billowy, aka Finale.
Yeah. That should be a really good day, very interesting one. So once again at 1 PM, that's going to happen on Thursday. Next time we are here at the Challenger League.
Yeah. Going to be some really exciting season for us here in the Challenger League because there's so many top tier players that are falling down and trying to survive, like MarineKing, for example, like Björn, like Life. And then you have so many newcomers. You have Mamuri, you know, you have Pig Baby.
Yeah, for example, Balloon for Startail, also a player that we want to see. So really interesting first day that we had. We see you back on Thursday then with the second day for the Challenger League in Season 2. That's it for the day. I hope that you enjoyed the games. See you soon.
Four kids later down the line, my progression.